Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to the show. I was just with myself in the green room getting ready, and I had a great conversation with myself about the new shelves and just the things I want to talk about this evening. It was a great meeting. Hello, Mike, Flash, Andrew, Flash, Ray, Flash, and Hans. I list you in order of your appearance and every number of appearance. Jason, good evening. I jeffed my shelf and liked it. Tastes like cherry chaps. I kissed a girl and liked it is a song by I believe Katy Terry. I'm kidding, Katy Perry. I'm just gonna check my phone while I'm on because it's such a hip thing to do. So yes, I don't know if any of you were able to check it out, but I went live a surprise live on Friday where I debuted the new shelves, the Billies. I put that there because this is a horror story and I have horror shelves. And I put together 9 Billies. Producer Jill got a wall. I got a wall behind me, 5 Billies. The doors are coming. I'm so pumped to get the doors. Are you going to give me a sound check? Am I peaking? Oh, let me know if I'm peaking. I'll turn the gain down. I'm having an IT conversation with my guy. Had my first Jeff Ward Stout last eve, coffee, vanilla, and 11% ABV. Alcohol by volume, or alcohol blood volume. Show us producer Jill's shelves already. I cannot swing. You know what? No, she would freak out if I showed you her shelves. Her shelves are not organized yet. I think that is I have Manos. Hello, good evening. I think she would just like I'll get permission from her when her shelves are filled. She had a whole day head start on me, but she still couldn't fill her shelves. So I got mine up. So 9 Billies. It's a Billy with an extension. So it's 96 inches of vertical storage. And I got all my books on it, but I could not get all my shelf candy on it from the Waylands, those industrial shelves I had. I had a lot of like for example, like that thing there. That was my Misery typewriter, a couple of Bisley statues, a Ouija board, my Lebowski shrine. All those things were on my Wayland shelves, and they have no home here. So the very few things could make the grade. So anyway, my shelves are filled. That's funny. That is funny. Your new shelves are almost as nice as Z-Man. I got Z-Man news. Let's just do it. Zach and Stage Mom Wife are expecting. So congrats to them. It's a new journey for sure. It's hard. They're first-time parents. They're young. They're throwing themselves into this crazy world. I wish them all the best. I hope they can juggle all the things that make for a successful marriage, relationship, family. And I am rooting for them fully. Maybe he'll quit his channel. I don't know. Maybe they'll do a mom blog. I don't know. But they're expecting, and they did an update video, and it sounds like they have a lot of personal drama going on. So, but we're with them, right, people? I could say this for all of us. We are behind them. We support them. Let's leave it at that. Let's check it with the Magic Duff Bucket. Magic Duff Bucket. Duff Bucket Magic. Jeff Ward Stout, since we're talking about it. Very few cans will say Jeff Ward Stout from here on out. So if you have it and you drank it, keep the can. And remember when it was Jeff Ward Stout and not the Stout and the Fury. But also buy it when it's the Stout and the Fury. So that's what I'm saying. Like, but just collect these. This is a collector item now. It's a collector item. The room looks so clear and open now. Thank you, Ms. Clown, if you're nasty. Nothing will ever touch Z-Man's shelf. No. You need to send me the goodies if you have no room. No, I got the goodies. They're stored. There's some Funkos. I had a Lobo Funko that I couldn't put up there. I think I did squeeze my Pinhead Funko there. I got my the Jack Torrance and the Pennywise, but I got my my daughter created the crochet, the Mothman. This is a fun way. I still have the No Gnome. I might move him to a more prominent position. He's over there. So, the bulk of it was just stuff that I'm like, why did I gather all this stuff anyway? So what do we got? Oh, fancy new shelves. Yes. Nice purchase. Thanks you, expat. Thanks you. They read so much. How do they find time to do it? Pun intended. Well, they're gonna have a baby, a young Zach, a little baby Zach, and maybe they'll switch it up. They'll do Dr. Seuss books, and they'll do the reading sprints, and Zach will have the baby there, and they'll read the sleep book. I used to know the sleep book. I used to have that memorized. Well, West in the town of Merced, the Hinklehorn Honking Club just went to bed. Oh, that's not like I said, the Hinklehorn Honky Club. No. It was the Hinklehorn Honking Club. Honking. They played horns. Hinklehorn Honking Club. I wasn't, yeah. So, but yeah, maybe they'll switch it up. Hello, Alexia. Good to see you. I miss the old shelves. I'm unsubscribing. I had a lot of hate for the old shelves. And it was like I broke up with a girlfriend that you guys didn't like. And then you're like, oh, thank God. And then I'm like, why didn't you say this to me when I was dating her? And now so it's all good. I'm very happy with these shelves. Any Dennis Lehane fans? He's got a new book coming out. I've never read Dennis Lehane. Christopher's here. Hello, Christopher. I gave Christopher some insight into some shelves. I kept my can. It's on my shelves. It's a collector's item. It's written in there by Mitch himself, Jeff Word Stout. Limited edition. It's like Van Halen with David Lee Roth, or Iron Maiden with Paul Di'Anno, the original. And then it's going to be better with Bruce Dickinson. You know what I mean? Paul Di'Anno, Stout and the Fury, Bruce Dickinson. He's written great stuff, Andrew. Haven't read him, but I like the film adaptations of Shutter Island and Mystic River. Hey, Randy's here. Hey, y'all. Hello all to you too, Mark. Greetings. Hello, Stephen Wayne Elston Jr. here. Anyone else get their Dune 2 email today? I thought people had gotten those previously, like last week. Yeah, so that was quite a hit for those people who are buying The Godfather and Dune Messiah. It's $550 in shipping, so that's a little rough. It's a little rough. I can sympathize. His Kenzie Gennaro private detective series are great books. That sounds fun. That sounds good. He may be really able to review a Dr. Seuss book. He might be. Will he get the subtext? I don't know. Of the sleep book? Maybe. Oh, the places you'll go. I just had to be silent for a minute. I had an inappropriate joke going through my head. So if I ever just go silent and blank, it's just like, that's my 7-second delay. And I don't really want to put stuff out on the internet that I think all the time, Shelves are sweet. Thank you. Number one's here. Good to see you. Everyone hated the old shelves, but everyone secretly thought they were hot. That's funny. Yeah, I mean I thought it was worth the try. They were inexpensive. They were $94, but I got them on sale for $74. So you can understand why I wanted it to work, and they kind of did, even though I had misgivings from the outset when I first set them up. I'm like, and then I just sort of talked myself into it. So now I feel like I got proper shelves again. These are fun. These take me back. I've put together so much IKEA furniture in my life. I can be an employee. Matt Arnold's here. Hello, Matt. What's up, Sean Ford? Good to see you. Jeff, did you get your copies of The Long Walk? Is Jared shipping both together? I haven't gotten any shipping notice. No, I did not get. I'm getting The Long Walk unsigned one tomorrow. And then Jared is shipping the other one separately. So I'm really wondering, and that's on my list to talk about it. So what do you guys think? It's just striking me. My spider senses were tingling with our friend Jared over there at Centipede Press. The way he's handled this release, it just feels like there's something more or something he's holding back, something he's not telling us. And then that was just, it could just be wishful thinking and hoping and dreaming. But then the way he's shipping these books, he's shipping, it's not like he seems very cautious with the order. He's shipping all the unsigned ones immediately. And then he's like creating this line between the unsigned and the signed, and treating that with a lot more caution and care. And is that because he's got a hot commodity as far as a signature from King, and he wants that he doesn't want that little secret getting out before they're all sent? I don't know. It just strikes me funny. And I know a few other people have said that as well. Jared said it's not signed by King. He said it explicitly. So I tend to think if he's not being coy about that. He said not signed by King on the product page. So when you come down on that definitively, you have to say, all right, well, he's telling the truth. But oh man, I'd love to think there would be. Had to put the signed in their slipcases. Yeah, the signed were slipcased as well. So he said that's going to take a little more time. Your shelves do look sharp, brother. Thank you, Stephen Dwayne Elson Jr. Yes, thank you. 5 of them, and I got all my books on them, so I cannot complain. Every book I own is on here, even some books I don't want. Chismar, they're down there. I got Gwendy's Magic Feather, the limited edition. It's at 7-second delay again. Jeff, did you see Subpress selling Long Walk for 55% up cost? I don't know why that peeves me. I would say it shouldn't peeve you. Don't be peeved. You can, the copies of the unsigned one, I checked it out right after I saw what they listed. They're listing it for, what was it? Was it $150, $150? And online on eBay, people are getting $250, $225. So they're not throwing it up on eBay. But I would say if you're a publisher and you have a relationship with a distributor and they're upcharging for your stuff and it's not a secondary market situation, these are freshly published books. They bought them from Centipede Press for a certain price that all the publishers, all the other booksellers probably did as well. And then they're going up they're like holding them, waiting to see what eBay does. And then, yeah, it could piss you off if you're a customer, and it could cost them business. Like Andrew, if you're pissed off about it enough, you might take a second look at anything Subpress offers. They're playing the game, I mean, they're taking the risks to try to get better rewards. And I don't really fault them. I guess it would be hugely disappointing if I did not get the book initially and I had missed out for some reason, and it was like a Philip Fracassi book, or a Josh Millerman book, Chad Lutzke book that I really, really wanted, and I missed out initially, and then I thought, here's my last hope, and they're gonna upsell it, upcharge. I would probably buy it if it was a book that I wanted that badly, but yeah, it would leave a sour taste in my mouth. And on one hand, I think it's kind of risky for him. On the other, they're an independent book publisher. These people can be just scraping by in some cases, and they're charging a little more for having a book that's out of print and in demand. So they get a little more money, and then somebody who initially missed out gets the book they've wanted. So it is a compromise. A good compromise is when both sides lose a little bit. You lose a little money, you lose a little credit with the community. I don't know how other people feel, but I ordered both copies, numbered and unsigned, but assumed they were coming together. I thought so too, but in Jared's email, and I'll find out tomorrow when that box eventually shows up, I will see what I have. But Jared seemed to have been very cautious. Like he didn't want to accidentally ship a signed with an unsigned, or I don't know what was causing this extra layer, because it is more work for him. How much easier would it be to just throw them both in a box and you're done? I wouldn't care, even though I paid 2 different shipping fees. If they both came at the same time, I'd be good. I wouldn't have a problem with that. Secretly signed by Chiz. Oh, that's funny. You need to get your spidey senses fixed. I know. I just like to be. I heard a rumor the first 250 are signed by. That's something I spread in a private chat with Joshua. That what if he's saying they're not signed by King because he could only get 250 signed, so he mixed them in with the signed numbered, and he's distributing them randomly. So he couldn't sell a promise of a signature, but a few lucky people will get them. What if that's the situation? That'd be great and horrible. But do you have room to grow? Looks like some are pretty full. They're all pretty full, but I do have room to grow because I have books that I don't like. I also, on this shelf here, it's going to be the one right behind me, the Suntop one, and the King one are all going to have glass doors all the way down. But on this one, I'm going to have a panel halfway down. So I can get real ugly in there. I could put just piles of books. And eventually, yes, I'll start weeding out the ones I don't want instead of getting more bookshelves. Although I could, I totally could. Totes could get more bookshelves. I don't find Ben Vincent's art particularly compelling, but after seeing the finished product, I feel like I missed out. Oh, yeah, Bev Vincent wrote the intro. Jim and Ruth Keenan did the art. Another reason why BJF is the GOAT. Yes. See? And that's the thing. When you have William Schaefer selling for essentially scalper prices, then when you have somebody like Brian James Freeman sticking to his word and doing that, It does. It causes people to compare and then make decisions, buying decisions. Whereas if they're on the fence buying from somebody and they kind of want the book, but they don't really need the book, and it's like, take it or leave it, I don't care. And they have a bad taste in their mouth over past practices, they may pass. I know I've passed on some Lansdales from Subpress, and then they went on sale, which I'll talk about in a minute. So, I got signed directly from Jared. I got signed directly from Jared. I just like to see third-party realtors selling at retail like Levidian, yeah, or else everyone is going to want to start marking up and using eBay as a reason. I know that you're right. That becomes but that's free market capitalism. That is supply and demand, and businesses are free to do that. You're free to explore your profit potential, but at what cost? In a small, tight community like this, if you piss off enough people, it's a huge percentage of your, a few people can make a whole big difference to these publishers. So it's a fine line he has to walk. And I'm not making a morality judgment on it. I don't know what he pays his employees. Maybe he pays the people who work at Subpress, the warehouse people, the all the people. Maybe he pays them more than other publishers. And so he's like, hey, I'm not buying that home in Martha's Vineyard. I'm just getting to take care of my Subpress family. We don't know. So that's why I would caution jumping to conclusion. But you are totally fair to feel like you don't like it and then act accordingly. This is all freedom entails. And if William Schaefer wants to speak to that, then he can come up and say, hey, look, Cemetery Dance pays their people, their warehouse help, $10 an hour. I pay my people $17 an hour. So when you think about that upcharge, I'm trying to keep the lights on, I'm trying to keep these people employed. There are things we don't know sitting on the outside. So that's all. I'm just devil's advocate, but I do agree. It's like, damn, keep your book then, I'm somebody that across the board, I don't want to buy secondary charges unless they're cheaper than retail. If they dip, like right now is a great time to buy Suntup books. Great time. Scoop them up. I pay for that guarantee to keep my number and all that. I like it. I want it. And for me, the price I pay is for that guarantee of getting the book, and it's not going to be sold out because I'm going to really want it. That's ending for sure. I cannot sustain it. So, but if I was to encourage a new collector, I'd say, hey, right now is a buyer's market. Get in there, get it cheaper, So I only care about the secondary if it is something that I can get and I can get it for less than retail. Otherwise, if it's above that retail published price, I'm out. I tap out. I call uncle, Seeing DRP do it for items that are in stock is funny, though. That is stupid. Yes. I've seen a lot of people try to sell books they think are hot, but the inventory at the publisher doesn't reflect that same level of hotness. They are still in stock. You can't charge more for a book if the publisher's sitting on them. You will pick off maybe an ignorant purchaser, a person who stumbles on it, never knew the book existed and doesn't do the homework. Yeah. But the people who know and actively look for that book will know. 9 Inch Nails, everybody. DRP has always done that, and it chafed me as well. The one thing DRP did that chafed me, I had a cart full of books. I had like 3 books in it. And I was about to check out. And then Dark Regions Press, a pop-up came on their website, said, hey, thank you for filling your cart. Before you check out, would you like to leave a tip? A tip? You didn't bring me my waffles. You didn't bring me my hamburger, my filet mignon, my foie gras. Tip. This is self-service kiosk, my man. I'm at home, may or may not have been wearing pants, shopping online, serving my damn self, and then at the end, you're going to shake that tip cup? Are you out of your mind? And you know what I did? I left. I left that shopping cart sitting in the middle of the aisle. I did not need Prisoner 489. I did not need Madhouse or whatever else I had in my cart. I walked away. You know what? Restock my items and then tip yourself. Was I pissed? As the Italians I used to work with said, my balls were this big. I don't know what it means, but that's what they... Oh, he busted my balls. My balls were this big. Does that mean you were swelling with rage? Because I don't know. That's never happened to me. Or you were swollen because somebody was busting your stones. And that was an injury you received. Never got clarification. It's the kind of thing you don't want to know unless you're a medical doctor. And in fact, I probably could not ask. Okay. Camelot even keeps publisher price. Yes. New shelves look great. Thank you. Thank you, Jason. Same type as I use. Yes, the Billies are an industry standard. They're very modular. They're wonderful. Oh, excuse me. Jeff needs a shelf space. He will send me a signed bag of bones. You know how many people want that signed bag of bones? Do you know how many people want that bag of bones? One of them. I have two of them. And they are... Oh, wait. Should I show you? Where are they? I like doing this. I don't know why. There they are. They're right there. 2 bag of bones. Boop. Boop. Right there. I like doing that. I don't know. Kind of like doing the boop boop thing too. That could be inappropriate. Yes. So people want that. Now my camera's all janky. People want one of those. 3 people. You're the 3rd person to mention those. So wait, what? Wait. Capitalism. You got me there, Jeff. Freedom, America. I told you DRP had canceled a series I ordered well over a year ago, and they had refunded my money. Well, they sent me a free book, so that's good. They have to do something like that. This is not, this is not cool, man. It's a small community, and you gotta you gotta take care of it. Wow. Subpress seems to be overpriced on their own stuff, so it seems fitting to mark up others. Shots fired, Mike. Shots fired. Yes. A lot of people will say that Subpress has no illustrations, but man, they're okay. I did buy a discounted book from them recently. They had a sale, and I got this book for $18. It is a better book than I thought. It's a Lansdale, one of the Lansdales I passed on because I'm not digging some of the stuff Subpress is doing. But that's my business. Don't buy from them. And also Subpress really doesn't do a whole lot of authors I want anymore. I do like them in many regards, but again, sitting on the fence, not wanting any impulse buys, it's easier to say no for me. But they did a sale, and I gotta say I am so glad I got this. And it's $18. It's signed by Joe Lansdale, of course. It's gorgeous. I love what they do, telling you who the person is that packed your book. That's a nice touch. Nice end papers. And what I didn't know is that every story in this is introduced by an author. So you have Robin Hobb, Poppy Z. Bright, David Show, and Norman Partridge. But you also have Richard Chismar. I inadvertently bought a book with Richard Chismar's words in it. So that's fine, though. But yes, this is really, really cool, and I'm glad I got it. So Subpress does good work. They do. Do I think uh, do I think some of their books, do I think that The Hiding Place or Chalkman, do I think those were worth $85? Hell no. They're a trade edition with a signature sheet. And they're probably better bound, but yeah. The cost of books has been goofy recently. 195 for oversized editions with one piece of art is questionable. Yes. Oh, DRP sent shipping notice for Offspring today. Damn. That's good news. I got it. I got it coming. I got a lettered and a regular. So we'll see if I get it together, if I have to wait to get the lettered, or if they'll send me my numbered first. That's awesome. Thanks for telling me. I'll be on the lookout for my shipping notice on that. Camelot will mark them up after they sell out at the publisher. Yes, they will. No, yeah. Did I miss any rants? Hello, Peter. Yeah, I kind of been slipping in and out of rants today. Roy always does that, but he's not a publisher, and he never raises the price too much. In fact, I've seen Roy Robbins of Bad Moon Books sell Gothic for cheaper than he could have. Gothic, the Earthling edition of Gothic. I think he was selling that for $195 when people were getting $300 for it. So, he's a good guy though, and that's what I'm saying. Everybody's out there trying to make their way in the world today, and it takes everything they got. So, I don't know everybody's story, and I think I give the benefit of the doubt, maybe too much, sure. But you gotta let people live and die by their choices. Tips are going stupid now. I was shopping online at a bookstore too, and they asked for a tip. It's crazy. Every time I order something, like for me, a tip was normally for somebody who's like in the restaurant industry. There's an agreement with the employer. You get tips. It's a trade-off. Sometimes they could be very lucrative, and sometimes they are not worth all the anger and aggravation of that high stress position. You get people out there eating, and one thing's wrong. Sometimes not everybody's like me. I'll just eat it and I'm done because I have low standards. But some people, are very picky, and you gotta have a smile and you gotta take care of people. But if I go to somewhere and I order something, I can't think of something recently. I went and got donuts, and they flipped the screen around. You could leave a tip. Well, I ordered donuts. You turned around and grabbed them. It's not like above and beyond. You didn't like notice my coffee was low and come out and fill it up. You know what I mean? It's like you turned around and grabbed something and handed it to me. And okay. I don't know, but it is getting out of hand. Wait, what'd somebody say about a rant? Thanks, Peter. You love the new shelves. Hey, David, I'm glad you're here. Big bingo balls. It's been all rant. Yes, that's what it means. We have a same expression in Greek as well. Really? Wait, which one does it mean? That they were filled with rage, or that they were injured and swollen? Amen. The tip's getting stupid. Yeah, they are. Agree that Subpress is whacked on the recent pricing. They charged $200 for the second print of Gardens of the Moon when the first was $125, and the reprint literally feels like a cheaper book. And it's like that those business practices are penny. I don't even know if they're penny wise and pound foolish, because they're trying to scrape and get that demand and get that when the fire's hot and people are like in a daze from FOMO and got that itch of addiction, and they need to have that book. And then I don't care, I'll throw money at them, and then I'll get it. But it's sooner or later the dust settles, and you're going to remember who was there and hooked you up, and who was there to help themselves. And so they may make more money on that reprint because it was an in-demand book, but it pisses off the people who bought initially because the collectability of their item may get dimmed a little bit. And then it also pisses off people who paid the premium for a sloppy second, and then to have it feel cheaper. A lot of questionable decisions. And I gotta say, I don't like anybody shooting themselves in the foot. And I do know that in William Schaefer's interactions with people online, he can be really gruff. Like, if you don't like it, you don't like it. And I'm like, dude. Let's rethink this. Stay in business, please. Do the big CD books fit on those shelves? Yes, they do. I think the Billies have changed it up a little bit, because when I bought the Billies before, either I didn't stagger the shelves evenly, or I don't know what I did, or they've fixed it where they're more even, because now every shelf fits every book I own. You could see the CD artist editions right there, and on the shelf above is my Sleeping Beauties. So I don't have some like insanely big books, but I also have Dune. The Dune's on this top shelf here. Off Season by Dark Regions Press and Bird Box are over there. They all fit. So I don't have to make those decisions like, well, this is my Mallerman collection, but Bird Box doesn't fit on that shelf. So now I have to put all my Mallermans on one of those top big shelves, and then it messes it up. I hate when that happens. Jacob, I agree. Seems like others like SST, who puts a ton of art in their books, are still very affordable. I only buy the Lansdales from Sub Press now. I know. Yeah, SST shows everybody. Earthling, too. But there are other presses who have better or same quality for less. Yeah. SST quality is insane. I'm telling you, I don't know what magic he works, but he does a great job. SST's Stephen Graham Jones titles are just gorgeous. That Gianni art, I know. Who has Off Season they want to sell me? Sorry, Joshua. I could sell you the Overlook Connection Press edition, and it's got like a little binding issue, but I'll sell it to you for $500. I feel like if I don't tip for self-service, I fear finding spit in my food. So in your food, yes, you're getting a very personal thing, but tipping for books I'm ordering online, what are you going to send me, a dinged one? Then I'm going to send it back. It just was a bad move, and it did cost him that. Again, penny wise, pound foolish. Hey, we'll ask for tips. And I think in the pop-up it said, we're a small business. We have a very thin profit margin. Any bit you can do to help would be appreciated. And no, I'm sorry. Then bake that into your prices, or find another way to do a business without this weird end run around. Like, okay, so you can advertise a cheap price, but then you're going to ask me for a tip, which isn't mandatory. Bake an extra $1 into your shipping and handling if you want to hide money. But don't straight up ask for a tip. That's just a turnoff. And I guess you could say it's more transparent than hiding an extra $1 in shipping and handling. Yes, it is more transparent. But it's, yeah. I'm not looking for anybody to hide their gouging, but And I think that if somebody got to that end screen and they saw the shipping was more expensive than they're willing to spend on books they were kind of on the fence about, they'd back out. Anyway, I have Knowing Darkness on Billy's shelves. Damn. Okay, so that's one of the big books I was talking about. That's huge. So tip your waiter and your bartender, not your cashier or clerk. That's exactly what I'm saying, Hans. That's exactly what I'm saying. The wait staff, the bartender. You could say that maybe the bartender is just turning around and grabbing you a beer. Maybe you could say that, but they do a little more for you than somebody who turns around and grabs a donut. You know, a bartender, if you order a mixed drink, number one, has to know the drink, and number two, sometimes I've noticed bartenders, they put a little more, make them a little more potent for you, especially on your first one, and you're not like drunk. And that's the other thing. A bartender's got it. You got to have a relationship with a bartender. Am I right, Hans? It is a relationship. They got to know what you're drinking and know what you like, and then know maybe when you've had maybe more than you need. Because that's a tricky thing, you know. You might be having a good time, and bartenders don't want to ruin that good time, but they also don't want a good, responsible bartender won't want you to be too drunk to live. To live. Oh, thank you, Starrats. Stay rats, I'll just say. I'm complaining a lot tonight, but I keep buying, so I'm still part of the problem. Yeah, and that's the thing, man. You know, you got to weigh it. If too many of those things add up and you walk away, then they lose a customer, and then they have a book that they got to sell for a discount. But seriously, even without a discount on this is worth getting if you're a Lansdale fan. I'm just happy I got it for $18. But then he charged $9 for shipping. So, and it wasn't priority. Maybe they padded it a little. Thank you, Lena. Thank you. Yep, he absolutely was. I think he was surprised what it was going to cost him to do it. Hi, Jeff. Hey, Russell. Good to see you. Thank you for the shelf appreciation. Thank you. Thank you. Not the large version. I have the 32-pound version, and it's on a small table by itself. Oh, my God. A 32-pound Knowing Darkness. Forget it. Bartenders call for ambulances and kick out creepy people. Yeah, a good bartender will know when some guy is being pushy with someone who's not receptive. Intervene. You know, I mean, that is a trick. They deserve the compensation. Wait staff do, but if I order, I mean, I'll tip at Starbucks, but I ain't going to tip a bookstore online purchase. I think Dark Regions Press dropped that feature, but you know what? I don't even know because I haven't been back to order directly off the website. The books I've ordered, Mallory and Offspring, I've ordered through Kickstarters. I didn't like that. I don't like that he did Kickstarter stuff. And but I took the risk for that. And I will say I wasn't notified of Spin a Black Yarn, so I've not ordered that. And I've bought the lettered editions from Dark Regions Press of Bird Box and Mallory. So you would think they would say, oh, this guy has a letter he needs to maintain. That's our most expensive edition now at $325. Let's make sure this guy knows of this opportunity. And they didn't. And it cost, I'm not going to buy it now. So there's that. Long Walk from Centipede Press is seriously impressive for a $100 book. Jared hits it out of the park lately. Yes, he does. Has anyone received the numbered Long Walk yet? Mine is due to arrive Wednesday. Oh, so did you get the signed slipcase one? That's awesome. I haven't gotten my email yet. Let's see. I have not gotten an email since I've gone live. So, yeah. I don't know. I'm getting my unsigned one tomorrow. I met Paul Tremblay over the weekend, Ashland Mini Horror Convention. Talked with him about SST and Thunderstorm and Cemetery Dance. He's a big fan of Paul at SST. Oh, that's good. That's a little ominous with the way you phrased that. You talked about 3 publishers, but you only said he's a big fan of one of them. Paul Goblersh is a good guy. So I'd assume he'd be a big fan of him. But he's had no interaction with Cemetery Dance, has he? Paul Tremblay did mention that Daniel Serra might not be able to continue doing art, which is a bummer. It is. But the Grady Hendrix series switched from Reiko Murakami to Francois Villancourt for Final Girl Support Group, which, oh, damn. Which I shared previously on my live on Friday. I got it. It's awesome. I think this may be the first Grady Hendrix book I read. And Francois nailed it. So Paul Fry has changed up the artists. Look at that. For the books before. So that's a shame. Because I'm a sucker for Daniel Serra art. Hopefully he will continue to work SST long term. Yeah. Waiters protect your preteen son from death by peanut allergy. Yeah, and that's the thing, man. Food, you take it in your body. Your body's a temple, man. You need the people handling the food to be good, the best they can get, the best that establishment can hire. I chalk a lot of sub-price hikes being due to increasing costs and delays in production, delaying announcements. Bill's trying to avoid becoming another CD. That could be very possible. You know, on one hand, these little markups throughout keep you flush with cash. It keeps the lights on. Like I said, it allows you to hire good help. And what would you rather have, that or eBay sales, where CD is selling books for insanely inflated prices on eBay? You know, I mean, it makes it a little difficult to root for, to bash William Schaefer when he's still delivering the books. He's still getting them out in a timely manner, and materials have gone up. But I still think he should throw art in there. At what he's charging, he should throw art in there. Though, like I said, his books are well done, well-made books. Centipede's The Long Walk is the best Stephen King limited edition since Misery. Damn! Well, I can't wait to get mine. I got the signed and unsigned. I can't wait to get it. And I'll get it tomorrow. And I'll have to do an unboxing video. I'm kind of I might do a live unboxings from now on. I might always just do live unboxings. I kind of like that. That way, if I do an unboxing and I'm talking about the book and I have the things I want to say, if anybody has a question or something they want to see better, I can do that right there. You know, it's kind of a cool idea. I've been toying with it. And this way, if I do a live in the middle of the day and it's an unboxing, people from across the pond can join in. You know, like Darren's not here right now. He likes to join these lives. When I went live at like 5:30 on Friday, I had this guy, Paul Flint from the UK, joined. He's like, hey, what's this cool? What's up? Who are you? Hello. He knocked. Hello. Who are you? So that was fun. I did get my shipping notice today for signed Long Walk. Damn. I know I keep checking. I've heard a lot of people saying that. It's a great book, Jeff. It seems to get hit or miss reviews, but I really enjoyed Final Girl Support Group. I started reading it. I read the first part of it, And it was the little clip, the Reddit thread about how these guys are sick of the final girls and they get too much attention, let it go already. I'm like, damn, that's brutal right there. That's a toxic social media culture, and how you can continue to victimize these victims. When victims, stand up and speak out, a lot of times they're continually victimized by people who speak before they know the whole story. It's brutal. So that really intrigued me a great deal. Plus, I'm a big fan of the slasher movies, man. Freddy, Jason, Michael, and it sounds like Grady is playing into that with the Dream King and the imitations of the slashers. So I kind of got a soft spot for that. And Francois Villancourt's art sure does help a lot. It sure does. Cemetery Dance did Tremblay's Head Full of Ghosts. That's right, the Graveyard editions, which I have Head Full of Ghosts on my Billy bookshelves here. Where is it? Yeah, here it is. And I'm not getting Disappearance at Devil's Rock. So I may sell this. This is number 369. I was getting all the Graveyard editions except the Bentley Littles. And then I just quit it. I just quit Cemetery Dance until I get Usher's Passing, The Stand, and what else? A few other books. I'm done with them until those books show up. So, and I have the SSTs, Disappearance at Devil's Rock. Anytime I want to read it, it's right there on the shelf with Daniel Sarah art. Sidney Prescott, still the best final girl. Fight me. Who's Sidney Prescott? Damn it. From what? Now I'm going to look that up. Jamie Lee Curtis is the most famous one. Oh, from Scream. Nev Campbell. Okay. All right. I guess I watched Scream like eons ago, and then I've drunk a lot of beer since then. So I think that those foamy waves washed away those memories. I did like it. Skeet Ulrich is in it. All those young up and coming stars that never came. Little 7-second delay there. We're going to move on. I think you'll dig Final Girls. It's a quick and fun read. Cool. Speaking of slashers, I'm enjoying the most Reeves and Stephen Graham Jones book more than I did the last in this series. Well, are you talking about Don't Fear the Reaper? I have it. I don't have My Heart is a Chainsaw. Unfortunately, I didn't collect those SSTs, so I don't have that one. I don't know if that's what you're talking about. My Heart is a Chainsaw, Don't Fear the Reaper, and then there's going to be a third one, right? Ripley is the final. Okay, Sigourney Weaver. Okay, all right. I stand corrected. Wait a second. Ripley, yes, Ripley was before Jamie Lee Curtis. Yes. I'll never forget the grief Jennifer Lawrence got for saying she was the trailblazing female actor who was the first ever to take a lead role in an action movie as a woman. And then everybody handed her head to her. That self-aggrandizing stuff just pisses me off. Scream! Disappearance is such a good book. Oh, I got to read it before I read Survivor Song. Y'all are killing me. Consider yourself fought. Scream was garbage. No. Aside from the use of the Nick Cave, I'll fight you, Ripley. Yeah. Okay. Yes, Ripley. I keep rereading things, so apologies. Sorry, been in and out of the live chatting with my other half. You trying to sell that CD Tremblay? I don't know. What's it worth to you? 300? Yeah. I have William Schaefer prices when it comes to books. I will sell a book at a good markup. At a really good markup. Oh, you'll get a book and a markup. Yeah. You'll buy a lot of blather with that extra money. So I would I don't know if I'm gonna sell it. Make me an offer. I'll do a silent auction. 80s horror turned me from a boy to a man. Yeah, 80s horror, man. 80s horror. That was the heyday. Do you think there was a really great time for Hay and it was like the heyday of Hay? And then it just like, well, now it's just pretty much Hay. Good to hear. I love the Jade character, but didn't love the ending of Chainsaw. Alien is not horror, though. Oh, it sure is horror, Jeff. Good to see you, Jeff. Alien's horror. Oh, man, we got a fight going now because he's like Ripley, like from Alien 3. No, the Ripley's from the first Alien. Halloween was a year before Alien. Really? Okay. Are you really? I thought Alien was 79 and Halloween was 80. Or no, I thought Halloween. Oh, wait, you're right. You're right. Halloween was 78, right? I'll trade you some signed Jeff Word Stout. Oh, man, I need cash money. Oh, yeah. No, Halloween was 78. Yeah, okay. I stand corrected. Mitch Disappearance at Devil's Rock is still for sale at CD. It is set in a state park about 5 minutes from my house. Nice. Fay Ray from King Kong. Scream Queen is different than Final Girl, though. Sci-fi. It is horror, though. It's horror set in space. I understand. Yeah. What's your Jeff Word tip? On the shelves? Are you talking about that? Because I forget what I put in my description, which is always fun. Wait a second. What's my Jeff Word tip? Is that what you're talking about, Christopher? About the Billies? I do have a tip. But I didn't know if I put that in the description. I know Ripley is like in like 90% of the movies. It's just that Alien 3 is garbage. Worse than Halloween Kills. Damn. Alien 3 was with Winona Ryder. And I don't know if I thought I would not put it worse. There are no movies worse than Halloween Kills, except Halloween Ends. Friday the 13th is 80. Yeah. Space horror is the best horror. Now I'm going to have to look into that. Alien 3 is awesome, especially I can't find the gag emoji. It's a battle. I like Alien 3, directed by David Fincher. Oh, Fight Club, too. Friday the 13th was heavily influenced by Halloween, according to the creator. Of course. And Halloween was the one that started it all. And they're the one to end it all because they trashed it. Winona was Alien 4, and that was garbage. Okay, Alien Resurrection is better than the 3. All right, well, then I'm getting them mixed up. I'm going to have to see them all again. Alien 3 had shaved head Ripley. Oh, okay, is that why I got that action figure? Very loose definitions for horror here. We like to have a big tent horror. Okay, so why I wouldn't consider it, I consider it more horror than science fiction. Because science fiction, I'm walking into a minefield here. I'm not going to do it. It has a spaceship, right? And it has the future. And it has AI. It's like techno horror. You know, it's I don't know. I think there's definitely a blurred line. It's horror sci-fi. It's a blurred line. It's right there. I mean, what's Jason 10? Jason in space. They put him in space like they do when they run out of ideas. And you're not going to call that sci-fi. Alien 3 is interesting to compare the two versions. Have you seen Poultrygeist? Oh man, I've not yet seen the later Halloween knockoffs, but I'm so solid in this opinion. Poultrygeist. No, I never saw Poultrygeist. In that case, Showgirls is horror. I'm agreeing with all opinions here. Most of the plot for Alien was lifted from Mario Bava's Planet of the Vampires. Do it, Jeff. Do what? What did I do? What did I do? See, you guys responded things I say. I would say Alien was definitely a horror, and Aliens is more sci-fi, military, space horror. This is a Event Horizon is bad. Mitch, the nice thing is it says it is in stock and shipping. Jason X is a terrible, wonderful schlock fest. Yeah, or Leprechaun in the Hood. Most of Alien is about some monster hiding in the dark, killing people. That's a horror movie. And I agree. But I think you're going to get sci-fi fans that like Alien and horror fans that like Alien, and they just approach it from a different door, but they're in the same theater. For sure. I love Leprechaun in the Hood. Let's not limit our definitions. So what was the tips, Christopher, that you were talking about, the tip? Were you talking about, no, how much tip do you ask when you sell a book? Oh, $50, $50 tip on top of the upcharge. But then you get a satisfaction of giving me money. I would call Alien science fiction thriller more so than horror, but that's being nitpicky. There's also a Hellraiser in space, and don't bother. Nope. Hellraiser in space. And that's the final frontier of all bad ideas. They never put they never put Freddy Krueger in space that I'm aware of. They put him in hell. I think I recently saw, or maybe I didn't. Maybe it was a recap on YouTube of Freddy and Jason, Freddy versus Jason. What a Rise of Skywalker, worst space horror ever. The travesty. Jeff, have we gotten the nepotism rant yet? No. Hellraiser in space was awesome. Aliens is more of sci-fi action. Alien is a slasher flick with different costumes. I'm still waiting for Machete in space or Hatchet. No, the nepotism was that I wasn't going to bash Cemetery Dance this week because Cemetery Dance, Richard Chizmar, and let's be clear, when I bash Cemetery Dance, it's mostly me bashing Richard Chizmar. And maybe I should just not bash Cemetery Dance and just talk about Richard Chizmar because he's getting a pass this week. But if he wasn't getting a pass this week, I might talk about their goddamn eBay auctions and also his shameless appeals for signed King books on social media, and also his appeal in an email to get everybody over to his son's Patreon. And then he threw Brian James Freeman in there like, oh, wait, it's not just all about my son. Here, Brian James Freeman should have eyes on his Patreon as well. So that's the rant I would have had about Chizmar if Chizmar didn't do a good thing this week. That I'm not gonna say. I didn't even want to say that much. He's helping an author out a little bit, and I appreciate that. Not all bad people are all bad, and not all good people are all good. 7-second delay. Again, you're going to get a lot of those. I don't have an edit staff. I don't, I'm live. I've got to stop right when I run up to the edge of the cliff. I got to pull Jeff back. So take a breath, count to 7. Hans, we all are. I do want it to happen. I've hated all the Hellraiser sequels except 2. Hellraiser, Hellbound, Hellraiser 2 is awesome. I don't think I like it better than the original, but I might like it better than the first one. Dr. Chenard was awesome. Julia was even more barbaric. It was really the where they took the story was great. I might have liked it, and they had more money to throw at it. So I might have liked it better than the first one. I recommend amputation. Maybe it's an unpopular opinion, but I don't care. I was okay with most of them besides like number 5. I think I did see some of those other Hell on Earth I hated. Number 3, I hated. They're like, hey, let's cram a CD player in this guy's head. And there's no, we're going to put a camera in this guy's head. And, it was just dumb. They were like more like RoboCop's Cyborg than Cenobites. And it was stupid. But then the series got more experimental and weird. I think I might have talked about this in my Hellraiser reboot review, which I loved initially, but just like Fairy Tale from Stephen King, it's diminished a bit in my memory. If I were BJF, I think I'd tell Chiz to stop helping because association with you hurts more than helps. Yeah. In Mario Bava's Planet of the Vampires, a spaceship catches a distress signal and investigates finding an ancient spaceship with a dead crew. This discovery leads to grave danger. That's cool. And yeah, that's like Alien. I've only seen the new Hellraiser and I was kind of disappointed. I thought it was going to be more intense. Yeah, there were a lot of missed opportunities in the new Hellraiser. I did like the lead Cenobite. I thought that was a creepy ass character done really well, excellently. So maybe you are evil, but Loki got you beat. I don't know, man. I know some people that would swear that I'm evil personified. Some people would. I've only seen, Loki is evil. Hans, yes, Planet of the Vampires is really awesome. Well, Planet of the Vampires actually has space zombies, and Life Force ends up with space vampires on Earth. Ooh. You haven't said Fracassi tonight. Wasn't we having drinking game with his name? Oh, yeah, I did a live on Friday, and somebody said drinking game. Take a shot every time I say Fracassi. But that was a Fracassi live. This is an all everybody live, but I will talk about Fracassi. Fracassi. Anyone like those Wishmaster movies? I wish those would come back. I remember Puppet Master. Those are fun. Do you remember the Puppet Master movies? I had a friend who was gaga for the Puppet Masters. Dewey E.T. Those Thunderstorm Fracassis are choice cuts. Does anyone know the story with the Gothic hardcover? I thought the only print-on-demand edition would be available, but now there's a real hardcover coming as well. Not complaining, just confused. So there was an issue with the case laminate. Was a audible that Cemetery Dance called right as the game was about to take place, and Philip Fracassi said, "I didn't approve any samples. Don't sell an inferior-looking book." So they pulled it until he could see samples. Well, the print-on-demand case laminates suck bad. So those are not going to be available. But Cemetery Dance is going to offer offset printed hardcovers. You could buy direct from CD. So that option has been restored. Yes, we do sparkle on the shelves for sure. Yes. So they are beautiful, aren't they? Yes. Let's talk about them. That was the whole thing I did for the special on Friday. Philip Fracassi Thunderstorm editions. Inexplicably, you could still buy these. There were about 5 left yesterday, and I checked, and they're still available. So you have at the most 5 left. Of course, then there is the challenge of tracking down a matching number of Beneath the Pale Sky, and good luck to trying to do that. But you can get this and have it and own it. I haven't read Behold the Void yet. But if it's half as good as Beneath the Pale Sky, it's exemplary fiction. Great horror fiction. I can't wait to read it. And these are just magnificent. The end papers are chef's kiss end papers. The best end papers I've ever seen from a Thunderstorm book. I've only owned 4, so these are epic. And then, that Philip Fracassi signature. My Gothic and Boys in the Valley Earthling editions are both number 5. Paul at Thunderstorm could not match number 5. That's a subscriber. That person already opted in for number 5, so I wasn't getting 5. So I got 55. I doubled the 5s. I'm like, oh, I can't have 5? Yeah, no. Not only will I have 5, I'll get a 5 after that. And Paul was excellent with hooking me up. So I got 55s. That's excellent. That makes Beef Daddy happy. I'm waiting for the Phantasm reboot. I'm betting they can't make it worse. I forgot that. I know I saw it. It had that ball that floats around and the blades come out of it. And it's the tall guy. That's the name of the evil, the villain. The Tall Man. But I don't even remember it. Yes, the latest Puppet Master from a few years ago. The Littlest Reich was scripted by S. Craig Zahler? No way. Oh, that's cool. I love it when worlds collide or stars align. CD doing his offset printing. CD is doing the offset printing. Seems they're good quality. Yeah. Am I peeking?
I don't know.
Oh. It should still be back by the door.
Well, it ain't.
That looks like the Jaws end paper, which I just got today. Yes, that's I said that on Friday. It does. It totally reminded me. Even in the weight of it, it felt like the Jaws numbered edition end papers. It was cool. Let us hope Thunderstorm also does No One Is Safe. Let us also hope. I wanted that Thunderstorm Fracassi, but I didn't have Beneath, so I skipped. Yeah, I mean, that's the rub of a set, you know? You're like, I'm only half satisfied. That's what she said. See, that's when the 7-second delay fails. Look at that. Hans, can I get a good tip for pouring that well? What did Mrs. Clown changed her thing? Oh, I'm a little afraid, Miss Clown, Ms. Those collections are both amazing. The last story in Behold the Void that the cover represents is amazing. So brutal. Philip Fracassi is a fantastic author. Just epic, fantastic author. And I'm not exaggerating when I said he's the new king. Not exaggerating. Anybody who's not read him, give him a try. You might disagree with me. I doubt. You could disagree with me that he's the next king. Fine. But you won't disagree that it was worth every minute you spent reading. He's a great writer. He's great. And I'm happy. I'd love to see him get hooked up. So you got 55, blah, blah. Damn, that's brutal, Mark. You need a Jeff Ward Stout. By the way, if you or I buy the Kindle Behold the Void with the Audible audiobook, it's cheaper than buying the audio alone. Oh, okay, great. I wonder why the thunderstorm. Oh, if you buy. I wonder why the thunderstorm tremblays have hung around so long. I did not expect that to happen, though I was not pleased with those editions. The biggest turnoff for me on those editions are the covers. And I was surprised because the Little Sleep and No Sleep to Wonderland were not they were not in print, and they were very hard to find. It's like swallowing the donkey's eye is another Tremblay that's extremely hard to find. So when Thunderstorm announced that, I thought, and Paul at Thunderstorm did it with this little bit of a marketing ploy. He said the print run would be limited to pre-orders, but would not exceed 300. So, and he gave a deadline by which to order. And he said, if we hit 300 before that deadline, then I'll close the pre-orders. But if we don't hit that deadline, I will cut it off at the deadline, and it'll be set by the number of pre-orders. Well, it not only didn't hit 300, so it went the full distance of the deadline. He limited it to 200 copies and there are still some available. So the demand obviously was less than 200, and there's been no further interest in those editions, which is shocking to me. And because I was thinking about buying it, and at the time SST didn't have theirs announced, and I thought, well, maybe SST will do it. I'm not a huge Tremblay fan. I like his stuff, but I need to chill and really focus my buying on certain publishers, certain authors, and I don't really need these, and they're still there. So, nicely poured. I get a 5 out of 5. Thank you. And the Thunderstorm, does anyone mind the lack of a title on the spine? No, I don't care. Because they're all in dust jackets. Speaking of old movies, I was trying to find Legend with Tom Cruise and Tim Curry. First demon I think I saw in a movie growing up. Yeah, the big badass horns. Francois Villancourt did a drawing with a demon that looked like that. Mm-hmm. Oh, man, I'm a 90s kid, but when I saw Legend, Curry spooked me, yeah. I am not a fan of the bear spines. He is past King, in my opinion. Child is better than any King book for me, and I love King, so that's saying something. Wow, that's huge. And, yes, I think, to back up Mike here, I think Fracassi writes scarier stuff than King did. King is actually more folksy and corny than Fracassi. I mean, Fracassi's not corny or folksy at all. And I think King does that a little too much. And that's what people like his characters. They feel like they're dealing with regular folk, but it's kind of overdone sometimes. Zach's here. Jeff the man, honestly, I think you should write a book. I would love to. Thank you. Thank you, Zach. It's very kind of you. When Thunderstorm announced the Tremblay books, I jumped on it. I like them. I'm glad you do, and I'm glad you don't have regret. They do look cool. I don't like the Paul Giamatti detective on the cover. There's too much of him. What comes in the Thunderstorm books? Illustration, etc. I might reconsider getting it if it's still in stock. So I will show you Behold the Void. Here's the book. Okay, so has a dust jacket, which is a wraparound dust jacket. No, oh yeah. There's no name on the spine, and it's a beautiful dust jacket. I'll give you a whole view of it, so you can actually see. You could see me behold. You could behold the void. See, that's it. Boom. All right. So there's that. Then you get this title treatment, which is like on all the Black Voltage books. They're all treated the same way. Same sort of font choice, same square around the title, same leatherette, pleather, bonded leather. I don't know what it is, texture, but it's nicely done. Then you have the name on the spine. The binding is glued. It's like a perfect binding. So that can be a turn off for a lot of people. Then there's the end papers. These end papers, like the Beneath the Pale Sky end papers, are some of the best. This is purple. It's got that metallic sheen to it. Very cool. Other Thunderstorm books I've had like faux marbling, and I really appreciate these much more than those. Then there will be a illustration on the signature sheet, which is it the same? Yeah, it's the same art that's on the back of the dust jacket. So it's not even a new piece. It's the same thing. And then inside is some page design. You know, you'll get it's not illustrations, but you'll get graphic elements that repeat throughout. This book has story notes. I think the original Behold the Void had story notes, but the original the trade edition of Beneath the Sky did not have story notes. So that's cool. That's limited to only the Thunderstorm edition. So anyway, I've read Beneath the Pale Sky and adored all the stories in it. Fracassi can write long fiction and short fiction with equal power. And that's not easy to do all the time. There are some people that could write excellent short fiction, but their longer stuff just bites. So I hope that gave you a better look. I would buy it. I would buy it. Uh-oh. I've been emailing with Thunderstorm back and forth because I requested number 55 and they told me no because they sent it to some loser with terrible bookshelves. Damn, Mitch. Are you cranky because you didn't get a nap? Do you need your binky? Mitch needs a burp or a diaper change? Yeah, number 55 will probably read them on the beach. I may behold the void as I reach the beach. Read on the beach is what you reach. I've thought about those Thunderstorm Tremblés. Absolutely loved The Little Sleep, but didn't really vibe with No Sleep to Wonderland. Oh, I got to read those. Couldn't believe it was Tim Curry. First movie I saw of his was Clue. Yeah. He is 1,000% taking those to the beach. I got to take all my Fracassis to the beach now. Son, you got that wet towel? It's time to leave. With the dust jackets on. What's up, Kyle? Good to see you. Kyle, whose subscription on YouTube, his subscribers dwarf my total. So I feel honored when he steps into the room. And also Kyle has done some really incredible interviews with like legends in music. So kudos to you, Kyle, for doing excellent work. And thank you for being here. So my little shout out to you. I haven't read any Fracassi before Gothic, which I'm reading now, and I do like it a lot. We'll be reading more. Great. And you know, Peter, like that is what I hear from a lot of people. A lot of people, I've not read anybody, at least who admitted to me that they've read Fracassi and were like, this is dumb, or I didn't like it. The guy's got magic, man. He's a great writer. And, you know, I think, like I said, his characters are better than King's, and his use of language is better. Like King would have never written Don't Let Them Get You Down. He never would have written that book. And I think Fracassi has a depth that King doesn't have. I also think Clive Barker has a depth that King doesn't have as well. So, you know, I think that there are a lot of authors that don't get the credit they deserve. And since King is the monolith that all authors aspire to achieve that level of fame, I think it's sad that there are these great authors out there who just don't get to that level, though they have the talent and then some. No such thing as too much Paul Giamatti. Paul Giamatti in John Dies at the End. No, he's a great guy. I'm just thinking the art they chose for those covers is too much of the face. Like, give me a little more. Like, look at Daniel Serra's work for No Sleep Till Wonderland and The Little Sleep, and you'll see. Let's see what I'm talking about. Peter, lucky you. You must read The Child Alone. Read Child Alone. It's such a great book. It is. It is. Oh, good. I'm glad you saw it and got a little preview. Like it or hate it, or like, that didn't win me over. Fine, but you'll have an informed opinion. And that's the number one reason I started the channel. I wanted to show people books they may have missed out on or what publishers can do, and help everybody make informed decisions. And also, producer Jill does not tolerate me talking about books, so I had to talk to somebody. So I talked to my iPhone. Nothing, Jill. Nothing. Somebody wanted to see your shelves, producer Jill. So at some point, I got to show them. So that's on you. Jeff, I know you're not the biggest fan of anthologies, but I just got a sweet copy of a Book of the Dead and was wondering if you've read it. Book of the Dead. No, I haven't. I usually don't like anthologies, but I do like them when they expose me to new authors. For example, Hark the Herald Angels Scream was pitch perfect. Every story in there was awesome. And it showed me Jeff Strand and Sarah Pinborough works that really elevated them, in my opinion. So yeah. No, I haven't read it. Peter, man, I can't talk up Fracassi enough. You got to read more. Gothic is a great intro, but I enjoyed all of his other work more, personally. I don't know if I enjoyed them more, but I see what you're saying. Gothic's up there, dude. Gothic's up there with Blue Butterfly, man. How about that one, Mitch? It's a select group of people who read Blue Butterfly. That's an awesome book. I haven't read Observe yet, though, so I shouldn't really brag too much. But Gothic, Child Alone, and Boys in the Valley. Boys in the Valley was my introduction to Fracassi, and I loved it. Loved it. I think I did like Gothic a little more, but it's a toss-up. I'm going to read Boys in the Valley again. So, Peter, you can get a lot of Fracassi's trade editions directly from his website. Yeah, and signed. Yes. I think all of his limited stuff will get wider releases. Can't reveal my sources, though. Oh, Mr. Coy. Zach, is that Zombie Story Collection with Bright Lights, Big Zombie? If that's the title, and my memory from 25 years ago isn't failing me. Jeff, agree with you about Barker. His prose is majestic. I enjoyed my Magica reread more than I expected. Clive Barker is brilliant, and he writes beautifully with incredible visceral emotion, and it is just a shame he got super sick, got knocked out of the game when he did. That guy is a genius. And yeah, I think him to be second fiddle to anyone is a travesty. And I'm not taking away from King. King holds court for a reason. There is a reason, but I just feel that if Fracassi had more attention, had more eyes on his work, if Barker had wider appreciation, that sort of stuff, I don't know. But of course, it's all just opinion. King is awesome, but I think his real brilliance was his marketing, especially around film. Yeah, I don't know. His films never served the story well, so I think those were great paydays. The SST Tremblay covers are way better than Thunderstorms. Yeah. I wish I had those. You want to buy them from me? They're not for sale, but for $1,000 a piece. Thanks. I'll check this website out. I was thrilled to get a signed Gothic soft cover from him via Freaks. The zombie stories in Book of the Dead are all visionary, horrifying, and grisly as possible. I love her. Well, then I got to read it. So thanks for turning me on to that, Zach. And thanks for all the insight into that. I need Blue Butterfly. Hey, Mitch, how was Observed? Observe. I observed. Did I say observed? Blue Butterfly. Yeah. Oh, great read. Man, I may give a slight edge to Blue Butterfly over Gothic. Are you forgetting the greatest Fracassi character of all time? Yes, the barista. Observe is arguably my top Fracassi. Jeff, honored with your comments. I'm embarrassed. No, you shouldn't be. Have you ordered the upcoming zombies from Suntop? Yes. I just got on the number train with Godfather and curious if I can get my number for Zombie. Well, Zombie is still available. There are 5 there. You can go to the designation search page and they'll tell you what your number is. Then you could maybe, if somebody, well, I don't know. You can buy Zombie, request your number. You got some options, right? You get Godfather, no brainer. You got it. You're on. You want Zombie, you buy Zombie from Suntop. You got it. No brainer. You can reach out to Paul and say, hey, can I get this number for Zombie? He could say, oh, well, of the 5 remaining, no, that's not one of them. Sorry. Then you could go to the Fans of Suntop page and say, hey, look, I got Zombie number XXX. I'm looking for XYY. Can you help me out? I'll do a trade. Or you could just hit Fans of Suntop without buying the Zombie and ask for that number. Or if you don't care and the numbers don't match, then so be it. But I'm going to get Zombie, the numbered edition. I'm not getting the artist edition. And so I don't know whenever I get that. But you can't. It's a luck of the draw if you can get that matching number going back, because that's already been sold. King writes the way people talk. Yes, he's very easy to get into. He's very accessible. Yes, very conversational. Mitch, I have a spare cabin and growing things. Oh, Mitch is hitting the lottery here. Is Observe a chapbook limited to 5 copies or something? Book of the Dead is one of those important collections. Well, then I got to read it. Damn it. There's also a second Book of the Dead. I don't remember much, but I think the stories were as good. Observe is a forthcoming novel from Philip Fracassi. Yes. Yes, I only have the signed book too. I wish I had the signed first one. I got to read them. And some of us were beta readers. Yep. Yeah, Book of the Dead, Skip Inspector. Authors include Joe Lansdale, Robert McCammon, Stephen King, Ramsey Campbell, Richard Lehman, and a ton more. Book of the Dead. No, damn, I don't have it. Right, I figured Mitch was referring to something exclusive like that. Yeah. Well, you know what? Billy is blocking. These are my Fracassis. Well, that's my Fracassi shelf. And like I said in my Friday Live, where I place the books is no accident. I want my favorite authors highlighted. Except Mallerman. Mallerman should be highlighted, but I can't highlight them all. Actually, I could move my Mallermans over here. Yeah, right under the Barkers. Maybe I will. But I gave Mallerman a shelf of honor. The shelves across the top are the shelves of honor. But right here, we have 2 books, The Blue Butterfly and Observe. I have not read this. Shockingly, I have not read it. But I've read this and loved it, and I hope he gets it. I hope he gets it sold to a publisher and doesn't change a goddamn word of it. Love that book. Right. I figured Mitch was referring to, yeah. Hey, Pizza Giraffe's here. Good to see you. Good to see you, Pizza Giraffe. I was hankering for some pizza. Some giraffe flavored pizza, too. Yeah, that's the one thing I don't like about moving to Tennessee. Oh, I jones for pizza, man. There are pizza places, but there are not any pizza places. I may need to hit you up. Nice, Jeff. Where's that sweet red dragon? Oh, you guys want a show? You have it and haven't read it. I know. I'm sorry. And I sent it to the man for Jeff, a sneak preview. You can't miss what never existed. I have it personally inscribed to me. Oh, and I haven't read it. I'm dying to read it. But I have so many books, man. I'm only one person. Peter, it's exclusive for now, but soon it won't be, hopefully, or you can just come over and I can read it to you. Getting late, gonna call tonight. Okay, take it easy. You moved away from Lou Malnati's. I know. Okay. I have a request. Where's this sweet red dragon? Oh, I could show you via this. Look at that. Talk about shelf of honor. There is my only two Suntop lettered editions, Butcher Boy and Red Dragon, on their own shelf. Because you know what? They don't share the penthouse suite with anybody. Nobody. Then there are my signed Kings. There are my Mallermans, which I might relocate. My Centipedes, and a ton of signed McCammons right there. So that is where my sweet red dragon is. So, okay, Jason, take it easy. I hope I remember to say. Maybe producer Jill will bake you a nice ham and pineapple pizza with extra cheese. Huzzah, producer Jill. Huzzah. By the way, Jeff, I'm jealous of your McCammon books. I am jealous of them as well. If he appears at the Alabama Booksmith again, I'm going to get my Wolf's Hours signed by him, as well as my Levidian trade paperbacks. It was awesome seeing him. Just awesome. It was great. I have the King of Shadows up there. Cardinal Black. Oh, great guy. Great author. Pizza Giraffe will take over the world. Well, that's a pretty big thing, and I hope you're a benevolent dictator and don't make us all live with digital currency and tracked cars. That's my biggest concern, Pizza Giraffe, so please don't do that. I'm asking you nicely. And if you do, if you promise those things, I will vote for you, if there's still a democracy. Okay, good night, I am Manos. Take it easy. Best pizza place near you is Stefano's. Jill, Stefano's Pizza. I don't know. You said it's between Knoxville and Oak Ridge. The shelves look way smaller than they are. Really? Well, even with the fisheye? It's the whole wall, Ms. Clown. Mitch. Great. Being late to the Fracassi readership, I missed out on a lot. Hence, my hope for wide publication. I can't see Blood Meridian on the shelf. You can't? It is up behind the Dragon Lord. Right there. Bam. Blood Meridian. This whole thing is Suntop. It's only Suntop. Numbered, artists, arcs. That's how it goes. Paul hasn't been doing any arcs lately, which is much to my chagrin. So, and Little Caesars is a good restaurant, so no disrespecting that restaurant. I'm not going to disrespect anything, Pizza Giraffe. If you are in a pinch, and you need a pizza fix, by all means, go to Little Caesars and get some crazy bread while you're at it, McCammon has always seemed to suffer from being in King's shadow, but boy, he can write. Yes, he is amazing. He should not be in King's shadow. He should there should be a dual throne, or he should be the boss. I don't know. Especially with the fisheye. Time to head out. Everyone have a great week. Okay, take it easy, Mark. You know what? I probably got to go too. It's late. I do have one other thing to show you. These are still available. This is an Inner Zone magazine, number 294, and it has a Fracassi story in here. But I got to say, this is a super cool little literary magazine. It is really, really cool. I did not expect it to be this cool. When I got it, I thought it'd be like Rue Morgue, like a traditional magazine-sized magazine. But this is a handheld. It's more like a collection, a book collection. And it's well designed, loaded with art. And the names and the title are like, I don't know what that would be. It's not embossed, but you could feel the printed letters and stuff. So I was going to show you the Murder by Proxy. There are so many cool little stories in here. It's the first one, Murder by Proxy, Philip Fracassi. Super cool. Just got it today. You can huff it too. I think it's very potent. Like you'll get a little bit. You'll get a little bit. So just check that out. That was the last thing I had to say about it. I thought I was supposed to get extras with it, but I didn't. So I don't know if I missed out or if I'm just getting the wires in old Duder's head are mixed up. I got 3 new SST arcs today, including the new lines. I saw that. Yeah, I agree. Top notch. Well, congratulations, Mike. Let me just say that we sold our souls, and Terror is our business, and one other one. And I was very jealous, but very happy that a good person got him instead of a jerk. If I'm not going to get him, at least don't send him to a jerk. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, very cool magazine. Inner Zone, $2.94. It's like $11. I don't remember what it was. Very happy to get it. Then some point I'm going to send it to Philip to sign, probably. I'm sorry, Philip. Got the digital mag also. Has another Fracassi. Yes. Stephen King versus Walter White. Walter White, if I had to pick one of the other, I had to pick Stephen King because Walter White kind of did bad things. What are your thoughts on Dan Simmons? I have a few Dan Simmons books. Haven't read them yet. I got Hard as Nails and Black Rain or something. I don't remember. But I wanted to read The Terror and Summer of Night and all those highly touted books. It sounds like he deserves more credit than he gets. I don't know. Inner Zone 294 ordered. Very cool. I think it comes from Poland. Loaded with fiction. I'm dying to read it. Dan Simmons is an overrated tool. 2-cent pew pew pew. Oh, wow. I like Simmons. Good across all genres, although somewhat hit and miss at times. The Inner Zone is so cool. Just got mine in 2. He wrote 3 or 4 great books. Well, that's pretty good. Hyperion from Curious King is going to be epic. Summer of Night was awesome. Yeah, I'm still waiting for the Blade itself, man. I hope they get that out. Really rooting for them. I think Dan Simmons is overrated, but I still like him. Dan Simmons Beyond Iverson's Pits is one of the greatest ghost stories ever. I'll have to check it out. I'm getting looked at. So I'm probably going to have to cut it out. Go on Go about my life, go about my week, release you to your weeks. It's been an hour and 45 minutes. It feels like I just started. I got a lot of stout left. Yeah. Yeah. 7:15. So I'm gonna have to go. I'm getting yelled at. You can't see it. You don't. Oh, she almost fell. It's kind of karma. So, but yes, I will be back later on. I'll be back next week. Tell your friends to show up. Bring their own beer though, because I can't feed everybody. And because it's like a stout is like a meal. It's like drinking a loaf of bread. I'm tired. Okay, wait. Now, we got some shade thrown here, Jill. Give me a minute. I'm so tired of hearing about how great Curious King is. Let them produce some books first, then judge. Anything else is just the hype train. That is true. That is true. But what you have are prototype photos and list of materials and promises. So, yes, based on the prototype images and the promises, you can make a judgment. But are they promises kept? Yes. You don't know until you have the book in hand. But he is going with one of the best binders in the industry. And so all signs point to epic productions. So benefit of the doubt baked in. My opinion, and what I would like to tell my kids as a bit of wisdom, is respect is a given. You give respect at the drop of a hat. You respect everyone, no matter who they are, and you don't know them, you respect them. You respect because you don't know their journey. Trust is earned, and earned at a high cost. Don't trust anyone until they earn it, but respect should be freely given. So right now, I respect Curious King. I respect that that's what he's going to do. Anthony K seems like a stand-up guy, and I respect that they're making these promises. But trust, yes, he has to earn the trust. So that's my little thing. Tell Jill we want to see those shelves next week. Next week! All right, I put it down, man. First two, Hyperions, Summer of Night, Carrying Comfort. Carrying Comfort was another one. Druid and Ilium are all great books. Good night. See you next time. Take it easy, David. Good night, Christopher. The materials being used and how the books are being made is what hypes me. Yes. Also, people get really hyped because the RPO rebind. Yes. There is some. Yes. So I'm still 110 on board with my excitement. Good night, Peter. You're welcome for the rants. Everyone gets the benefit of the doubt, but protect yourself. Yes. So good night, everyone. Good night. Thank you for being here. Let's have some beers next week. Let's let loose. Hopefully, I have new things to rant about. Hopefully, we have new things to celebrate. Let's be positive, maybe. Why not? See how that works. So later, Gators. Take it easy. I'll be back when the week is new, and I'll have more books to share with you, and you'll have things you want to talk about. And we'll do it. And I'll have a 7-second delay, so no inappropriate jokes, so you can't call HR on me. Oh, good luck. Good luck and stay frosty.